with. Just like most years, we always start with a bit of review, okay? However, if you're in 7th grade, you might not have talked about integers before, and by integers, I mean positive and negative whole numbers. So that's what we're starting out with today. We want to be able to order integers and perform operations with integers. And integers, what are integers? I just said that, actually. Anybody know? Yeah. Positive and negative whole numbers. That's exactly what they are. Good job. I'm going to write that in there. So, what are integers? They are positive and negative whole numbers. Positive and negative whole numbers. And I want you to understand, too, that really what does a negative sign mean? It really means opposites. So, for instance, we have the number 2. What's its opposite? Yeah, its opposite, it's not apostrophe S, sorry. And its opposite. The opposite of positive 2 is negative 2. And if we have positive 10, what's its opposite? Negative 10. All right. So, we're going to start this learning how to do integers using a number line. It's a great way to start. So what we have here is an example of our number line, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to put 0 somewhere about in the middle. I have a question for you. Is 0 positive or negative?
Negative. Positive.
Oh, that's actually a trick question. It's actually neutral. It's neutral. It's neither positive nor negative. It's neutral. I know it's a trick question. It doesn't have a sign. You can see that it doesn't have a negative in front of it. But yeah, it's actually considered neutral. And then to the right of 0, we have our positive numbers. And so we're just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on and so forth. So those are all positive numbers. And what are we doing when we go to the left of 0? Negative. And if we start at 0, to the left is negative 1. And then we would have negative 2 and negative 3 and negative 4. Negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8. Wow, I got that right in the middle. That was impressive. I don't know how I did that. Okay. So I have a question for you. This number line is really important that we understand. Which things are bigger? Yeah, if they go to the right. These numbers are getting larger, right? 8 is bigger than 7. 10 is bigger than 8. All right, so as we move to the right, things are getting larger. And if we move to the left, what's happening there? Yeah, these things are getting smaller. And that's important to understand. These things are getting smaller as we move to the left on the number line. So which is smaller, negative 8 or negative 6? Negative 8. Why is negative 8 smaller? More negative. That's right. It's to the left. That's what I like to think. We put all the littler numbers, littler values are to the left side. Okay? So things that are to the left are definitely smaller than things to the right. Let's see, writing integers. We want to write an integer for each situation. So we can use integers, which are positive and negative numbers, to represent situations pretty easily. How would you represent a 3-yard gain? Should we give that a positive value or a negative value? Mason? Positive value, sure. And I could put positive 3 if I wanted to be really specific. Do you need to have the positive sign there? No, you don't. Just 3 would be a fine answer as well. You can assume if there is nothing there that it's a positive number, okay? And that's your call. So $75 deposit, what do you think? Deposit means to put something in, to add it in, so it is going to be a positive $75. 5 miles above sea level. Positive, yeah. Typically, sea level is 0. And if you're above sea level, that's going to give you a positive number. So positive 5. Oh, 2 strokes under par. -2. Very good. Again, par we sort of consider neutral when we're golfing. And so to be under par would be below 2 strokes, which would be really nice. I've never been there myself, but who knows. All right, what about 8 degrees below normal? -8, very good. Oh, a 21-pound loss. What do you think for that? Mason, what you got? Yeah, -21. We're losing 21 pounds. Wow, that's a lot. What about a $40 deduction? What do you think deduction is, Eva? Yep, deduction means to reduce, so -40, very good. And a $15 surcharge, that's kind of a weird one. So a surcharge, like if during COVID, if you went to a hotel, they would give you a surcharge for cleaning. Did that make your bill go up or did it make your bill go down, do you think? Up, yeah, it's a surcharge. It's an extra charge. So this is actually a positive 15. That's an extra charge. That was a tricky one. You might have ever heard that word before in that context. Okay, so we want to be able to compare integers, and thinking about our number line is going to help us compare our integers. And for me, I really like to think about which one is really further to the left. So the littler numbers are to the left. The littler numbers are to the left on the number line. So when I think about ordering these integers on the number line, I am going to think about which of these values on my number line is further to the left. So if I have a -12 and a 5, which one's further to the left? That -12 is further to the left, and that means he's littler. The littler numbers are to the left. And so how should we place our little alligator greater than or less than symbol? Towards the 5. That we want the mouth open towards the 5. Remember, the alligator eats the bigger number. The bigger number is going to be the one I didn't underline. This one is littler. I'm going to put a little L under there. All right, -7 and -23. Which one is further to the left? -23 is the littler guy. So where's my alligator eating? The -7 is the bigger one, yeah. We have a 1 and a -6. Which one's littler? The -6. I don't know why I always think littler to the left, but it's the alliteration, really. That's why I do that. So we got the bigger number right there. The 1 is bigger. Lots of ways to think about this. -18 and -15. Which one's bigger? -15 is the big guy. So we want our alligator inequality to eat the bigger one. All right, we got 20 and -25. Which one's bigger? 20 is the bigger. All right. We have -13 and nothing. We have -13 and 0. Which one's littler? I know. Which one's littler? -13 is the little guy, so we want to alligator to eat the 0. All right, negative 36 and negative 40. Which one's bigger?
Negative 36.
Yeah, good. All right, raise your hand if you got this ordering integers thing down. It's pretty easy. Pretty easy? Okay, all right. Let's order these sets of integers from least to greatest. We want to make sure that we read directions on these examples, but we want to go from least to greatest, so the littlest. Looking at number 17 here, look at all those values. Which one is the littlest? Negative 9 is definitely the furthest to the left. And then I'm going to cross that one out so that I don't think about it now. Which one is left? What is furthest to the left on our number line? Negative 5. Very good. And then? Negative 1. Very good. And then? 0 then? Oh, there is a 2 there. Very good. 0 and 2 and 4 and 13. Beautiful. Very good. Well, you rocked that. Awesome. Let's look at number 20. Looking at number 20, which one is furthest to the left on the number line? Negative. Yeah, negative 65. Negative 65 is furthest to the left. And then what's left? Negative 52. Very good. Negative 33. Very good. Negative 31. And then we have positive 37 and positive 48. Beautiful. Good job. All right. Okay, beautiful. Do you guys have any questions about integers on the number line? Good. Very easy, right? Okay. All right, integers, positive and negative whole numbers. So we want to talk about absolute value now. Absolute value, does anyone know what absolute value is? Mason, what you got? Okay, the absolute value of 7 is 7. That is very true. It's a weird thing to describe. So technically, absolute value is the distance a number is from 0 on the number line. So absolute value represents a distance. And if you were to look back, if we were to look back here at our number line, I might say, hey, what's the absolute value of negative 4? And so I would be right here at negative 4 on the number line. Absolute value represents the distance it is from 0. How far away from 0 is negative 4? 4. It's 4 spaces away, okay? When we talk about distance, it's always got to have a positive value, all right? So this represents a distance equal to 4. And that's what absolute value means. So we can use notation like the absolute value, we might say the absolute value of x. This is how we read it, the absolute value of x. Maybe there's a number there like here. How would you read this statement? What would I say for that?
The absolute value of?
Absolute value of 7. So this is saying, hey, if I'm at 7 on my number line, what's my distance from 0? 7. Yes. The absolute value of 7 equals 7. All right. What's the absolute value of negative 20? 20. What's the absolute value of negative 4? 4. Yeah. It's a distance. It's always got to be positive. What's the absolute value of 18? Equals 18. Very good. What's the absolute value of 35? 35. Very good. What's the absolute value of negative 11? 11. Very good. Absolute value always has to be a positive result. All right. Questions on that? It's very easy, yeah? Good. All right. Let's turn the page. All right, as an introduction to adding integers, we are going to use the number line just to get going. And it turns out to be pretty easy. So adding integers, when we're adding things together, it means that we're going to move right on the number line. So, for example, I am starting here. I'm going to start at -3 on my number line, and then I'm going to move right 8 spaces. Because it's addition, I'm going to move right 8 hops, maybe, is what you are thinking. And so if I start here at -3, and then I would move to the right because I'm adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I land right here, and where am I at? I'm at 5 on my number line, okay? So -3 plus 8 turns out to be 5. We're starting in negative land, and I got to move 8 spaces to the right, and that puts me at +5, okay? Let's look at number 1 here. Here, I'm starting at 1 on my number line. I'm moving 1 space. And then it says I want to move right 8 more spaces. So if I add 8 spaces to that, where do I end up at? 9. Yeah, that was pretty easy. If I start at -2 and I have to move 6 spaces to the right, where do we end up at?
4.
Yeah, 4. Oh, look at me, I'm going down. I'm not going in the order. Oh, well, that's okay. -21. You have to imagine this one now. -21 is way over here to the left side. -21, -21, and then I want to move to the right 3 spaces. Where do I end up at? -18 still. Very good. Here at number 2, because I clearly don't know how to count, I'm starting at -2, and I'm going to move, I'm sorry, not -2. I'm starting at -11. Thank you very much. -11 here, and I'm going to move 9 spaces to the right. Where do I land? -2. Very good. Oh, if I start at -7, and then I move 7 spaces to the right, where do I land? 0. Very good. If I start at -9 and add 13 spaces to the right, where do we land? 4. Very good. Give me a thumbs up. What do you think? Pretty easy? Or is it like, what?
I remember asking my teacher in first grade what negative numbers were.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. They talk about it. Like, my kids watch NemWorks all the time. And I thought it was interesting, everything that they knew. I was surprised. So, I hated integers when I was in 8th grade, because that's when I learned them. I thought they were the most confusing thing ever. So, I think we do a better job now talking about them. But all right, so adding integers means that we're moving to the right. What do you suppose subtracting integers mean? Yeah, that means we're going to move left to subtract. So that means we move left on the number line. So that's really what that sort of sign is telling you to do. And so for a visual example here, I'm starting at -1, and the sign says go left 3 spaces. So if we start at -1 and do 1, 2, 3 hops to the left, and we land at -4. All right. And so I'm going to look here at number 7. So this says if I start at 9, and I'm going to go left 4 units, starting at 9 and go left 4 units, where do we end up? At 5. Very good. On number 8, I'm starting at -2, and then I got to move left 5 more spaces. Where do we end up? -7. Very good. On number 9, I'm starting at a +4, and I got to move left 6 spaces. Where will we end up? -2. Very good. On number 10, I'm starting at -3 over here on the left side, but then I got to go left 3 more. Where do we end up? -6. Very good. All right. Number 11, -28 is way far to the left, but then it says, hey, go left 8 more spaces. Where do we end up? -36. Very good. And in number 12, if we start at -5 and move left 11 more spaces, where do we end up? -16. Beautiful. All right. Do you guys have any questions for me? Okay, I can't decide if I want to do those. I think we're going to wait for the double signs. We're going to stop right there for now. And I'm going to see what we had going.